Hello. Today I start with a question, a very simple question. Do you know why you cannot tickle yourself? Why can you tickle yourself? Exactly. There's no surprise. So when I tickle myself, my brain ignores it. It filters it away. But the moment you right now start to tickle your neighbor, the moment you start to tickle your neighbor, okay, I see something already. Then you get information. And I think that's incredibly fascinating. That so apparently we need each other to create something new. Yes, to work together and explore new things. Because I believe more and more that innovation is not just about money, and innovation is not just about technology, but it's about a desire to explore, to create, in a way to be curious. And today I want to shortly show you some projects which I have been realizing as a designer / innovator / architect / artist, which is in a way about this sort of new world where technology and creativity merge together. So for example here, can we do next slide, guys? Beamer boy, next slide. Yes, here you see Lotus. Based on the heat of your breath, it folds open, like a flower in a way, and then closes when you move away again. This is nature, but then in a new way. And we started to apply this to a beautiful old church in Europe, in France, where the government loves their history, loves their heritage, but at the same time, the problem with these kind of buildings is they're a bit quiet. Not so many people go there. And we decided, in a way, to make the first Lotus Dome for them. This is inside the church. Yes, thank you. Thank you. 14,000 visitors in 4 or 5 weeks. Really busy. We got love letters from 16-year-old girls who wrote us how much they liked it. So that's very interesting that you place something of the future, of the world of tomorrow, but that also helps to look at the past, to rediscover our history. And so I started to realize that innovation is about making connections between different worlds, between different ideas, and using technology maybe to make places more human again. It's not about the machine, it's about people. And also, exploring a certain poetry. I believe I would like to call this techno-poetry. It's a word which I use because I think dream and technology should somehow work together and explore new things in that way. And we're also here, not just churches, but also clubs. You are a lot of young people here right now. This is the first sustainable dance floor we produced. It's not a normal dance floor, but it's in a club. But this floor generates electricity when you dance on it. So each tile has a little dynamo, the same as your bicycle. When you cycle, it generates light. So the tile moves and therefore generates power. Short movie.
Toyota are sponsors of Green Design.
Every time we take a step, we leave energy behind. What if we could capture this energy as a clean source of electricity? Dutch architects Dol are developing the technology to capture the energy of dancers like these, then using it to power the club's music and lights. Certain materials produce electricity when squeezed. This is known as the piezo effect. So a dance floor can become one big generator, turning every movement into new power. In fact, any vibrations we make can generate electricity. Even the rattle of the tram taking you home at the end of the night.
Green Design, sponsored by Toyota, aiming for zero emission.
Yes. So, thank you. Oh, yeah. You're very kind for like a Dutch designer. Thank you. So here, it is actually quite funny. So sustainability is actually about doing more, not about doing less. And so while you're dancing, each tile of 65 by 65 centimeters produces around 20-25 watts. And we played with LEDs and mirrors, so you get this notion of depth. So the more you dance, the deeper the floor becomes. And we use the electricity which is generated for the DJ booth or an energy meter or to charge your iPhone or Android, whatever you think is interesting. So how can we make environments which are interactive, which are open, which connect people with each other? I think this is very fascinating topic we should think about more. And it's also fun, by the way, very important. So this connection between different worlds, here you see an idea which I had based on the dance floor, because I was like, okay, so I can make a floor, but maybe I can also make a road then, yes? Apply this thinking to that. So we launched a project called Smart Highway. Here you see me talking to the boss of a big infrastructure company, and you see he's not really convinced yet, eh? But he was later on, he was. But we are working now together to make the highways of the future.
The
Short movie.
highway can save energy while improving road safety and will debut mid-next. Markings use photoluminescent paint, which charges during the day and can light roads for up to 10 hours at night. The temperature-responsive road paint shows ice crystal patterns when temperatures fall below zero, to warn drivers of slippery roads. Interactive lights light up when vehicles approach and dim as they pass by, saving energy when there is no traffic on the road. Wind lights get energy from roadside pinwheel generators. They light up using the draft produced by passing vehicles. Induction priority lanes are layered with induction coils under the tarmac to recharge electric cars as they drive. The various technologies will be introduced in the Dutch province of Brabant starting mid-2013.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Let's see if we can make it till the end with applause. I'm curious, yeah. So here we started to say our public space can also be innovation. It's not just the car. I know you are car lovers, and it's macho and glamour and prestige, etc., etc. But I think the landscape is also important. It's the thing we leave behind for our next generation. So we started to build, so we started to experiment, so we started to learn. Here you see the first glowing lines as an alternative for street lights, charging at daytime, glowing at night up to 8 hours. This is the first road we made in the Netherlands, short movie. If you ever come to the Netherlands, you can experience this.
paints which charge at daytime and glow at night, and make landscapes which are energy neutral and on the other hand just incredibly beautiful. That is something I like to call techno poetry.
Yes. So, thank you. So here the road becomes functional, no energy bill, but also beautiful, you know, something you would like to take your boyfriend or your girlfriend to. And we just launched it. Every night there's a small traffic jam. A lot of people go there to see it. And, you know, it sort of shows that we can combine the world of poetry and being practical. We need to connect those worlds more. It's like a fairy tale in a way. This is our Dutch Minister of Infrastructure, very happy. So she is helping us to launch it now internationally as well. That's what I like about it, these kind of things pop up.
一部の地域でスマート高速道路ができるんですよ。電気自動車の充電が自動に走りながらできる。走りながらできるの？はい、そうです。その他にもオランダでは車の接近を察知して照明が点灯する道路や風力発電を利用した街灯など未来に向けてエコな取り組みが行われています。
Okay. I'm not sure actually what they're saying, but I hope it's good. So suddenly people get really excited about their environment again, yes? But also I realized to not copy-paste when we have a success like the glowing lines, and we're looking actually now to do projects in Turkey, in Istanbul, but also in China, Canada, Africa is important. But we're not just copy-pasting a success we have. That would be boring. So what we do is specials. We choose projects where we can learn, not just products, but process. And one thing, maybe to conclude, I want to share with you is a bicycle path we just realized in a very special area where the famous Dutch painter Van Gogh lived. Yes, you might have heard of him 125 years ago. Made some very famous paintings, and a lot of tourists from all around the world come to see his work, to learn from him, to experience his thinking. And there's one very specific place, in a city called Eindhoven, a Dutch city, where he lived in 8083, 8085, and then went to France. And the city came to us and said, Daan, can you make something to make that place feel even more alive, because we're so proud of it. But of course, yeah, he died, so he's not there anymore. And the beautiful paintings are hanging in a museum with a sign, please do not touch. So we want something that we can touch, something that we can share. And I like that question a lot. So we started working on that, taking the glowing lines that you just saw and made little rocks of it, and looked at the famous paintings Van Gogh made later on in France, where he looked at the landscape. And this is what we have been realizing right now. The first bicycle path, charging at daytime, giving light at night, as a painting, but this one you can touch. So he lived left above, this is where he lived. On the right below, he made a famous watermill painting. So it's the actual area where he lived and worked. And we are coming back to update it, to evolve. So this is, at daytime, it looks like a normal bicycle path. But at night, see, so you have this sort of connection between different worlds. And no, this is building stuff. See? This is the design department right there. So that's something we forget. Innovation is also about just making things, about making mistakes, about learning, about evolving. And in the end, you get something like this.
It's just like we're laying on a starry night.
Yeah. So if you are ever in the Netherlands, you can come and visit. You don't have to buy a ticket. It's all open for people. So here, sort of the worlds of history and of future, they meet each other. They merge. And you know, life sometimes can be a fairy tale in that way. And I hear it's been launched now for 3 or 4 weeks, and I hear that it sort of became a hotspot for where young people go to with their date. So first they go to cinema, and then they take a sort of walk of love or whatever they're doing. I don't really know. I don't know. But so it's interesting that we can think about innovation and about imagination. To conclude, all of these projects, and I can talk for 2 hours what I want, all of these projects, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. There is so much bullshit to get a little bit of beauty. And you have to fight for it. And there will always be people saying that when you come up with a new idea, and you go to your boss, or your wife, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or your sister, or whatever, or your client, and everybody says, we want innovation. We are all saying that here, right now. We want innovation. We believe in it. We want it. But there's a sort of weird tendency that when you present this new idea to your environment, a lot of times, in my experience, you get a reply, not very enthusiastic, but you get a reply starting 2 words. Not how much, but, come on. Sorry? No, not how long. No, it's more frustrating than that. Come on, what are they saying? Come on, guys. We are having live interaction here, yes. No? You have to shout harder. I'm not hearing you. Okay. You are not going to guess this, huh? That's good, because that means you evolved already. No, what I experience personally is all of these things that you just mentioned, but also, yes, but. Yes, but. It's too expensive, it's too cheap, it's too beautiful, it's too ugly, it's too fast, too slow. 5,000 reasons to not do something. And I think this is horror. You know, we are limiting ourselves. It's not about money. Of course we should be critical, but we should be curious. And I became very depressed about that, a bit, frustrated, and a bit gray, and, not good. So we designed, you see it here, the first yes, but chair. Famous chair. And and this chair is a special chair because it looks like a normal chair, but it has a little voice recognition element in it, a voice recognition element underneath the chair. And the moment you sit on that chair and you say those 2 horrible, creative, destructive, fuzzy little words, you get a short but pretty intense little shock on the backside of your bottom. And yeah, that works. Yeah, so thank you. So clients are a bit scared now, but that's okay. But what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is if we have the guts to not just updating an existing system 10% and then saying we evolved, that's not true. If we have the guts to connect innovation with new imagination, if we have the guts to connect creativity and commerce with each other, there's a whole new world to be explored. And I'm really looking forward to work with you, all of you, to see what we can do in Istanbul, in Turkey, in a country like this for the world of tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you.